Welcome. I'd like to thank you for viewing this presentation. We here at XMedius always appreciate the chance to talk to Unified Communications users. Typically, we'd be talking to you about one or more of our Unified Communications products, but this time we're going to do something a little different. As one of the pioneers in the Unified Communications field, we have years of experience in watching the UM market and talking to enterprise customers about their Unified Communications needs and experiences. While Unified Communications has been around for many years, we're currently experiencing more change in the market than ever before. New players and new technologies have accelerated the rate of change in the communications field in general. One of the new themes we hear today is that regarding Unified Communications, the voice aspect is a dying solution. While over the years, based on the emergence of new communications technologies and tools, there's definitely been a shift away from voice for some types of communications, and this has created some confusion in the market, we're still comfortable with the fact that voice will continue to play a major role in enterprise communications. One of the hottest areas in unified communications today revolves around artificial intelligence, or AI. Hardly a day goes by where I don't receive an email with industry news about AI being used in bots, or an invitation to a seminar on a new AI solution. The market is flooded with new products using AI, natural language, machine learning, or speech recognition. While many of these new solutions are from startups, major communications software providers are in the game as well. If all you paid attention to was the press, you'd think the AI revolution was driving the entire unified communications market. While there's little doubt that these new technologies will significantly alter how we communicate in the future, it's not so clear they're having any real effect currently. In most cases, the traditional business tools of email, voicemail, instant messaging are still the most important communications tools being used in the enterprise. Here's a quote from RingCentral, one of the leading cloud-based voice-over-IP providers, about voice messaging. It points out how voicemail, while not at all the ubiquitous messaging tool it once was, still plays an important role in business communications. As long as there is a need for business communications to carry any emotional content, voicemail will continue to be an important business communications tool. Here's another quote from a Computer World article talking about voicemail and text messaging, talking about the increase in usage for both of these technologies. Pretty much every business person has voicemail and uses some sort of text messaging. And the reason is simple. To communicate, both sides need to support the same tool. The best new communications technology in the world won't be useful unless the person to whom you wish to communicate has it as well. This article cites Slack, one of the most popular new communications tools, and points out that while it may work fine for communications within a business, it's very limited in its use as a cross-business tool. The reason for the resurgence in voice messaging is an easy one to understand. Where traditional voicemail was limited to being accessed from the phone and was difficult to use as data, the advent of unified messaging has changed all of that. Unified messaging was the first true unified communications success story. It's the most widely deployed UC application in the enterprise today. By integrating voice messaging with the other enterprise communication systems, the value of voice messages increased tremendously. The fact that unified messaging can be deployed in virtually any environment today and is compatible with all communications devices has allowed it to be deployed by any customer regardless of their environment. With unified messaging, users can now access their voice messages from anywhere and from any device. The ability to quickly respond to voice messages makes for happier customers and more productive employees. Many of today's systems offer advanced functionality, such as message filtering, rules-based message processing, and access to the metadata from the message. The advent of voicemail to text, which transcribes the voice messages and delivers them to the user's email inbox, not only increased the user's ability to access the messages from any device and in any environment, such as when in a meeting, but delivered the ability to search the messages for text words and phrases, which has opened up new applications in data mining, security, and compliance. I recently had the chance to attend the Microsoft Customer Experience Summit. This was a 2-hour virtual event where Microsoft talked about their new focus on AI-based applications. All of the discussions were about custom solutions they had deployed and their future plans to package some of the functionality of AI. The attendees were enterprise customers interested in using Microsoft solutions, and during the summit, the presenter asked the attendees to respond to a number of polling questions. The one I found most interesting was this question: how do you primarily interact with your customers today? I think the answer was pretty much what we'd expect. Despite the interest in experimentation with AI, natural language, speech recognition, and bots, today business primarily relies on email, telephone calls, voice messages, and text messaging solutions. While keeping track of these new technologies is a good idea for businesses, the real question should be, what should I be doing in the short term to take advantage of unified communications? While many companies have deployed some UC solutions, very few have really taken full advantage to all that's readily available. A good approach for implementing UC is to first see if there's a need for it. Look within your organization for communications problems. Look for communications bottlenecks. Look for areas where you could increase employee productivity. Look at reducing human latency in communications processes. Once you've identified some problems, before you buy a new UC solution to address the problem, first look at what you can do using your current solutions. In many cases, you will find that your current applications support additional functionality you have not yet deployed, and it may be possible to add new functionality for the cost of a technician visit. Knowing the full feature set of your current solutions is the best way to maximize their use. It may also be that your current solutions can be updated to a newer version that will give you even more functionality. This will be much less expensive than having to buy and implement new solutions. In most cases, your systems are capable of a wide array of solutions you have not yet implemented. Most call processing systems support unified messaging, speech recognition interfaces for both users and outside callers, voicemail transcription, advanced call routing solutions for users and workgroups, and many other UC solutions. Finally, if the solution warrants it and your current solutions lack what is needed, you can look at sourcing a new solution to solve the problems. While we've been supporting voice messaging for over 30 years and unified messaging for over 25 years, we actually spend very little time educating customers on these solutions. Most businesses understand what functionality is available in that area. For most customers, the biggest unified communications challenge today revolves around call completion. While communications have gotten more complex and challenging, customer expectations haven't really changed. Customers have come to expect an immediate response to their communications. Whether it's an email message, a text message, or a voicemail, customers want and expect a speedy response. For the next few slides, we're going to focus on the challenge of timely and efficient incoming call routing and completion. We'll look at three areas: personal call completion into a work group, and general enterprise call completion. Studies show incoming calls to businesses rarely reach the party they are looking for the first time. Between users being mobile, traveling, and being in meetings, the odds of a call connecting are very low. Add in the multitude of devices a user has, and the tendency to use different devices in different circumstances, and it's a miracle any calls connect at all. Many of your existing call processing platforms offer solutions to help increase the call completion rate to users. Some offer the ability to twin calls to both the desk phone and mobile phone at the same time, and other systems offer more feature-rich solutions that do actual context-based routing, based on using a schedule, the user's calendar, their physical location, and their instant messaging status. These solutions offer support for multiple devices and locations. In many cases, the routing is automatic, and the users don't need to do anything for the solution to work. You should discuss what types of solutions are available with the vendor that supports your call processing platform. While many customers have deployed call center solutions to support areas where a high number of calls go into a specific set of agents, in almost every business there are other informal work groups with less efficient incoming call routing solutions. These groups often are not only answering calls, but also have other personal workflow for which they are responsible. Your call processing system may have an application for delivering intelligent call routing for these groups. One of the easiest productivity solutions an enterprise can deploy is that of a speech recognition-based automated attendant. Most call processing systems include this functionality as an option. And many of these systems have advanced options, such as group directories, disambiguation for matching names, and alias name support. Some businesses deploy these solutions as the front end to their customers, while others only use it for employees or after-hours coverage. In some cases, the communications problems you discover may not be solvable by the standard features on your current system, or even by the packaged features on any new system. In this case, if the problem warrants it, you may want to look into having a custom solution developed to solve the problem. Again, the first place to start is by looking at your existing UC systems. Some may have the ability to support the development of custom solutions to run on the platform. They may have APIs or custom development tools that can be used to create the solutions you need. These solutions that run on an existing platform are far less expensive than going out and sourcing a new application to use to deploy a custom solution. The custom applications can be used to automate existing functionality or to expand existing applications to offer more features. There is one general guideline to follow, no matter what approach you use to solve an existing problem. Make sure any new solution you deploy doesn't limit your opportunities going forward. As much as possible, make sure the new solution is standards-based. Make sure that as you move forward to change your infrastructure in the future, your new solution doesn't limit your choice. Research the interoperability of the solution, including how it might work if you choose to move some of your solutions to the cloud. As we look at deploying solutions, we should be aware of the changing UC environment. Microsoft is currently pushing their customers hard towards cloud-based solutions. Most customers, even those not interested in deploying the Microsoft Cloud telephony solutions, still use a good deal of Microsoft software in their enterprise. When deploying new solutions, it's a good idea to understand how they could integrate to the Microsoft solutions should you find yourself headed in that direction. If you listen to the press and chat rooms, AI and bots are the next big thing. And though that may not happen in the near future, I think the value is there and will drive new solutions. In the enterprise, data is king, and the ability to use messages as data is increasingly in demand. This includes archiving email and chat sessions, and now, with voicemail transcription available, the ability to archive voice messages in a searchable form. GDPR is also driving new requirements in the communications area. The increased mobility of workers continues to be a challenge. Here at XMedius, we've had the tagline, "Work is an activity, not a location," for 30 years, and it's never been more true than it is today. The push to the cloud continues with more and more solutions finding their way out of the enterprise and into the cloud. More and more new communications tools are showing up, including high-end collaboration and teaming tools. And finally, we're starting to see context-based communications routing to help with call and message completion. What can a business do today to take advantage of some of the new unified communication solutions? The best approach is to identify your current communications issues and problems. Once you've identified those, the next step should be to search for solutions within your existing applications. The most economical solutions might just be to enable new features on your existing platforms. You might also add new modules to your existing systems, still much less expensive than sourcing a new system. You may have to upgrade to new versions, but still the cost will be less. There are quite a few tried and true unified communication solutions that are most likely available but not deployed in your current environment. Unified messaging and speech recognition automated Attendant have been shown to greatly increase employee productivity and to reduce transaction latency. Voicemail transcription will let your users respond more efficiently to communications with their coworkers and your customers, and you might want to archive those messages for searching at a future date. Most systems can provide some type of personal assistant features to increase incoming call completion to your users, and in some cases, you may want to deploy a custom solution to solve specific problems. In your journey to explore your communications options, your current vendors are your best option to start with. They know the solutions you have and can advise you on what new features and solutions might be available. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to view this presentation. If you have any further questions about what XMedius can do for you, you can send any inquiries to info@xmedius.com. Thanks.